All right. Hello, Karen. I see you joining us in the chat. I have the attendance link for today and also the presentation. It's so nice seeing everyone. I hope we all had good summers. I know some of us have started back. Thomas, I can see you in the school building.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, goodness gracious, you poor thing. Some of us are still at home, but we will be there soon enough. Hi, Karen. Hello, my loves. All right, so thank you for joining today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. You guys have access to the presentation. I want to be respectful of your time, whether you are at home doing this or at school, and maybe this is your lunch break. So I just wanted to go over a couple reminders from Choice and then help give you some tools to help start your school year. So for those of you who haven't met me, I think there's one or two of you that haven't met me. My name is Sabrina Shumate, and I am going to be your facilitator for the year. We have another year together, and I am so excited that you've continued to stay with us. You can message me anytime you need anything. I'm here to help you in any way that I can. Like that, if you have no idea where to start, then I'm the person to kind of help you with that. I have updated my photos of my baby from this summer. My son has turned 8 and my daughter is 10, but all of a sudden she's become a teen and she cares what she wears. She wants to put makeup on. It literally happened overnight, and it's very bizarre for me because I still see them as my little babies. But they're growing fast. It's like unreal. I am starting my 19th year of teaching in Beach, and I will be teaching anatomy and physiology and then AP bio this year. So I have the same preps as last year, thank goodness, because I know that doesn't always happen. But as also, we don't start for another 3 weeks. And so you never know. I might show up and they say, hey, you're getting a new prep, because as we know, that happens, right? And we just roll with it. So number one, if you can make sure that you have signed in to the attendance, and I'll put the link one more time for those of you that have just joined, and then also the presentation link so you have it. We have one of our amazing content specialists with us, Deb. Deb has joined us again.
Hi, everyone. If you're math, make sure you come to my session next week. Thanks, Sabrina.
Of course, she is our math specialist. She is above and beyond amazing. She is phenomenal. And so if you have any math questions, she is the one that you are going to reach out to, and we'll have breakout sessions at the end so that you guys can join Deb, Deb, and then go ahead and figure out what's going on. I know there's lots of changes happening in math this year. It just seems a little overwhelming. So Deb's your girl to take care of you. We have Emily and Buffy, and we have a new person joining our team, Jamie. She is our new CTE content specialist. And so she will be the new person. She has replaced Danielle. Danielle has some family things she has going on. So we're so excited for Jamie to join us. And so she's your CTE guru for anything that you might possibly need. Again, you can reach out to me, or you can reach out to any of them. And of course, they're going to help you. All right, so again, make sure you have your attendance. If you could, real quickly, for our newcomers in the chat real fast, if you could just let us know, where are you in Virginia? Because we're all in Virginia. Where are you teaching? What are you teaching? And how many years do you have teaching? So if you could just update us. Where are you? What do you teach? And how many years you got under that belt of yours? 24th year, yes. 29, yes. I love it. 3rd year. Tom, you're sticky. You got this. Ken's from Blacksburg. Love it. That's where I did my student teaching. I love it there. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. Yay, 3rd year in Choice. Jinx has gotten a lot of money. Oh, Virginia. Love it, Tracy. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much, you guys, for sharing. We're kind of all over, and I'm very happy that we have a 3rd year Choice person with us. That's very exciting. And then we also have some new ones that will be joining us in the fall. So again, for anyone that has just joined, don't forget to fill out your attendance link. I want to make sure you get credit for showing up to our session. All right, so our meeting agenda is going to be efficient. I promise you that you're going to walk away with something, and then we'll have breakout rooms. And if you are good to go, then at that point, you're welcome to kind of leave or you can stay, but I will always be here to help you in any way. So my goal is for you to walk away with something that will help make your year easier, because we all know teaching is really, really, really hard. So a couple of choice reminders. Remember that you have funding that you can use this year to pay for any certifications that you might have, whether it is praxis, whether it is national boards, career teacher, whatever certification, whether it's the comp certifications that my computer science people need, anything that you need to help you be an efficient teacher for this year, you can use your choice funding for it. Courses, if you want to do higher ed courses, or you find a virtual class that you're really interested in, you can use your choice funding for that. And then of course, any professional learning. So the funding is to help with all of that. It can also be used for subscriptions and resources. So we have a lot of teachers that last year used quizzes and paid for quizzes accounts. I love quizzes. But what they did with their funding was they found that quizzes offered an asynchronous professional development that was free. So our teachers attended and got approval for the free asynchronous professional development, and then they got to use the fundings for a year subscription for quizzes. So if there's any subscription that you have that you pay for every year that you love, if you can find somewhere on their site, or even if you reach out and say, hey, I have this funding from a grant, I could pay for a subscription using it, but I need some sort of professional learning opportunity, whether it's synchronous or asynchronous. Again, it can be free and that's fine. Once they give it to you, just throw it into the dashboard, get approval, and then when you fill out that form that says, are there any other funds that are being needed, you can say yes for a subscription, and then you can use your funding for that. So just think about that, because I know that we pay a lot for different subscriptions all the time. The one thing I do want to remind you is whatever you want to use your money for, please make sure that you get it approved. So if you're going to attend a college class, make sure you get it approved before you even attend it, because choice will actually sign you up for you. If you want to sign up for national boards, don't do anything yet. Get it approved first, and then we can go and follow the steps from there. Because a lot of times we're having some issues where people are signing up and then they want to use their funds. But if you don't seek the approval first, then we're not able to help you out. So just make sure that it is approved, and by approved, it just means on the dashboard. That's what the approval means, okay? So in terms of where we're at in starting this year, I want to remind you that if you want to know what your budget is, right here in the dashboard where it says individual insights, this is where you're going to find your money. Like, how much do I have left in my account? If you don't think that it's correct, or that you think there's issues, just reach out to me. I'm happy to figure out what's happening with the funding. In terms of the approval for the professional learning, it has to be in this part. So if you click where it says professional learning, that entire menu is going to pop up of everything that's approved. And then once it's approved, you register through there. And then if there's anything like, well, how do I add it? Or where's the form for reimbursement? Like anything that's a form of any kind, it's under documents. So these are the three main parts that are really important. Okay, so if it's approved, it'll be in the dashboard. And if it's not, then you need to add it. To add it, you fill out a form that's over here. And to figure out your funding, it'll be right under there. So in terms of like, okay, where do I find all this stuff? What do I do? Once you click under documents, you'll have right here these 4 different tabs. And if you have something that's not in that dashboard already, you can add it. You just click right here where it says add to the dashboard. Once it's in, and maybe you want to pay for a subscription to quizzes, and you know that quizzes are added, what you're going to do is you're going to say, hey, I want to pay for a subscription in advance and get paid back, which you can after it's approved. You just have to click pre-approval. That's it, okay? Once you have gotten the approval for everything and you want to get reimbursed, and you just click reimburse. So it's like 1, 2, 3. It's like right in order. What people are forgetting is that they'll get it in the dashboard and then they forget to sign up for it. So say you added something to the dashboard, you have to sign up for it. So whenever you go and you find it, it's right here where it says submit a request. That's how you officially sign up for it, and Choice will sign up for you. If for whatever reason they can't sign up for the conference for you, they can't sign up the class for you, they'll reach out to you individually. So remember, our job is to do all the work for you. We'll take care of everything. So just seek the approval and then submit a request, and then that'll get you to what exactly you're going to need to do. And then again, I can help you with every step of the way. Once you're done, you are going to submit anything you need for reimbursement, and then you'll get an automated email that says to submit proof of attendance. So once you finish something, if you get a certificate or some sort of email that you completed it, or even like a picture or proof or something, and a couple weeks after you attend whatever you're doing, you'll get an email that says, please submit evidence of attendance. And you just submit it that way. So don't feel like there's another form that's floating around. It'll be generated for you. So just don't even think about it until it pops into your email. I do want to highlight something that has been approved, especially for my second year teachers. There is an educational conference that's open to all teachers that are already approved through Choice in Honolulu, January 4th to the 7th. And if you have the $1,500, it covers everything. So I just thought how nice it would be to use your Choice funding in Hawaii, enjoying the beautiful sunshine with other educators from all around the world. And it's covered by grant money. So who wouldn't be happy going to a conference in Hawaii? Just saying, okay? So if you have this presentation, I have the link right here where you click on 1088. That'll take you directly to the dashboard and you can submit a request. And again, you guys can always submit the request and then change your mind. Like, it's okay for you to email Choice back and say, please cancel my request, okay? So requesting it is just like, hey, this is something I want to do, but if something happens, you're just like, I need to cancel it. I'm not going to do that subscription anymore. I'm not going to do that conference anymore. And we can work with you. Just be mindful though that sometimes when they sign up for it, the funding is already sent and it can't always be refunded. So just think about what you want to do. I just really think my teachers would enjoy going to Hawaii, and I wish I could go with you, but I would happily just send all of you to Hawaii. So that's a PD I definitely want you guys to look at. And it looks like Melissa also used her Choice funds to go to Hawaii. And Melissa, I imagine it was beautiful and amazing. All right, so toolkit for you, okay? This year has to be better than last year for all of us. That's the goal. That's my goal, okay? We all had different levels of last year, but this year has to be better for all of us. So when you think back to last year or the year before, if you were to make a pie chart, and the pie chart represents your time as a teacher and the time of the day, I want you to think about what takes up the most part of your day, and maybe prioritize what are the 3 things that just take up most of your day. It's so much, okay? Then my suggestion is to find ways to make one of those 2 or 3 ways better. So for me, what took most of my time and really just like, it really irked me because it was so much all the time and it was driving me nuts, was taking and grading late work. It was like driving me crazy. I know that there are teachers that are like, no late work, and I love that for you, but at my school, that's not an option. We have to take the late work. So what I did, and it's really helpful for me and for my students, is I have something called a late work form, and I put it in the goodie bag for you guys, but I just have to share that this has just changed everything for me. So my students would share it, email it, post it, link it, text it. I couldn't stand it. Like they would say it's in my drive, and I would just say like I can't keep up with it. It's too much. And they would say I shared it, and I'd say no, you didn't. So I just stopped. I stopped doing it. So instead, I created something called a late work form. And again, I gave this to you so you guys can copy it and use it however you want. So once you make a copy, it'll have your own template of it. And I tell my students on day one that this is the only way I'm going to accept any late assignments. This is it. If you email it to me, I'm going to delete it. If you're going to text it to me, I'm not going to read it. If you share it, great, but I'm not going to look at it. Okay. You have one way to turn it into me. So essentially what they do, and if you look at it, it's very simple. Last name, first name, what class are you in, student ID, what is the name in the grade book of the assignment you were turning in. If I can't find it, I'm not going to give you credit for it. What's the date? Okay, what's the date that it was actually assigned? Why is it late? And then they have to give me the link to the assignment. So let's say that it is a worksheet that they want to turn in late. Well, they need to take a photo of it, upload it to their drive, and then give me the link here. And then I tell them that I will check this once a week. And that's it. Last week I did it on Fridays, but that's silly. Why would I do it on Fridays? Because then I was like late at work, right? So maybe this year I'm saying I'm gonna do it on Mondays, okay? And so what I see on my end, to be ready to be like blown away, is on my end, for those of you that have used Google Form before, it's going to give you a timestamp. And so I can look at it, I can then go ahead and I can sort it by the grade. But what I do is after I have entered it into the gradebook, I highlight it yellow so that I know exactly what's going on. And then this is nice because when I have a parent-teacher conference and they're like, hey, what's going on with Ava? I can say, well, Ava has turned in 52 late assignments for this quarter. So that's what's going on with Ava. And then the other thing that I like about this is that because they have to give me the share link, I can just click on whatever the assignment is and it'll take me right to it versus me looking through my shared drive or anything like that. And I have to tell you, this has saved me so much time. And so when a student comes and they're like, hey, I shared it with you, and I go, did you put it in the grade change form? And they say no, I go, well, then I didn't update your grade. I'm sorry, that's what it is. Again, and I'm very clear with if you email it, I delete it. It has to go in the grade change form because this helps me with accountability. And it also helps me look at like patterns, like if the same 4 kids are turning in the late assignments every time for the same grade, like that seems very odd, right? But you can see how many, so in the 4th quarter, I accepted 386 late assignments. That would have been 386 emails, texts, shared documents that would have driven me crazy. I mean, it just keeps a documentation for you. And this has saved me forever and ever and ever and ever. So in the third 9 weeks, I accepted 634 late assignments. It's absurd. It is absolutely absurd, but this is the reality. So this is what I needed to help me. So hopefully that helps you in some way of setting a boundary of this is how you're going to turn it in. It is what it is. And even if the students, I have like a little bin, they can turn in the physical assignment in the bin, but they also have to do this because this is accountability. Because sometimes students will say, I turned it in, someone stole it. And then I'll be like, well, you didn't turn it in here, so I can't, I'm sorry, right? So I always tell them the best thing to do is to take a photo of it and put it in your share drive and give it to me. So hopefully that's something that will save you a ton of time. So other things that are kind of helpful are quizzes is phenomenal. They have included AI this year, so it's above and beyond. You can upload anything, a PDF, a PowerPoint, and they will turn it into a quizzes document for you. Padlet has changed, and I got the email yesterday and I am so excited. So I haven't played with it yet, but Padlet has become the new Jamboard. So I loved Jamboard and it went away, unfortunately. So this is it. So it's called Padlet Sandbox. So if you have a Padlet account, the sandbox is free. So the sandbox, yes, is just like the Fig Jam and the Jamboard. You got it. Yep. So it's all included. So I've linked this for you guys on the presentation so you guys can look at it. And then Jean, yes, they can add multiple assignments if they want, or they can do it. It's up to you. I let my students add multiple assignments to one, or 1 year I was like, no, just one per item, so I have it. So that's totally up to you. But yeah, so I'm really excited for this. So that's just something for you guys to look at. So that's something to play with. WordWall.net is another great site for people that have to like identify things. So like if you can imagine having like vocab words and definitions and you need them to match it, then WordWall.net is like a way to do that digitally, which is nice. We have Quizlet Live. For those of you that have used that, that's still available. But for the students, they have to pay for Quizlet now. And so what has replaced them is something called Know It. It's knowit.com, and it's all free. So basically, once Quizlet told people that they were going to start charging them, this company said, well, okay, bet. And they made the exact same version of Quizlet, but they call it Know It, and they made theirs free. And so everything from Quizlet it seems totally illegal, has been transferred, and the kids have access to Know It. And my students that use it loved it, especially during like SOL and AP testing, because they can say that I'm studying for this AP test, and then Know It will generate a set of study cards for them. Bamboozle is a great Jeopardy-like game for people that like that. I enjoy Kami. You can use a subscription for it. You can use your choice funding for that as well. It's basically a PDF writer. So the students, once you have an account, they can write on any PDF and you can see it in live. So it works really well with Canvas or Canva. That's why I really like it. Bookit, PlayPosit, Loom. These are all kind of like things that we have talked about in the past, but I just want to bring them back so that you guys can think about them. Something that I really am excited for is Brisk. I have talked about that before in our prior trainings, but Brisk is free for educators. And if you download the Google extension, it pops up like a little letter B. And basically, it allows you to scan student work, and it can tell you if there were large copy and paste. So you're able to tell if, they are not being the most honest with their writing. It allows the computer to generate feedback. It says, hey, if you upload a rubric, like this is where you were missing the point. This is where you need to grow a little bit. This is where you did really good. You can take any article and it'll generate a Google form quiz from that article. So Brisk is definitely something that I highly suggest that you guys look into. ChatGPT has changed, and I don't know if you guys have seen it lately, but they have added this new feature where they have different tools within ChatGPT. And again, this is free. And I don't know if you guys have explored it. I kind of just started, but on the upper left, eventually it'll pop up. It says you kind of explore these different like apps within it. So you can ask it to create an image. You can ask it to analyze data for you. There's a creative writing coach. One of these, if you can look, there's so many of them. Scholar GPT. It's like asking the AI to research things for you. So it's like going to the library, but they will only be using like notable resources. So you know that it's reliable, it's legit. They're not just searching things on the Google. So that's really cool. There's science space in here. So if you want them to look up science articles, so it's gone above and beyond. Math software, I haven't played with that one yet. So ChatGPT, it's in the upper left, it'll say explore GPTs. And so it's kind of just looking at the different apps that they have included into AI nowadays. Something that I just found this year that we got from another facilitator, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it's called, gosh, a riffs. If someone knows how to say that better, that would be really helpful. But this is nice because let's say you want to write a letter to a parent, and maybe your letter isn't the kindest at the moment, and you need it to be reworded. you can copy and paste any email or something that you're going to send to your principal, right? And you can go ahead and you can switch it. It'll change your tone of voice to maybe make it more professional, more confident, if you want to speak to middle school, high school, academic, pathetic, and it's free. It's pretty darn amazing. I have 100% used it already. So you just copy and paste it right in there, and then boom, it just changes it for you. So it's pretty amazing what AI can do nowadays. Here are those extensions, and it's all linked for you. Grammarly is a Google extension. I 100% recommend you guys just adding that like right away. It helps spell check everything for you immediately. And it's like, hey, you messed this up, or did you mean this? And so you're like, oh, let me fix that. Scribe is really good for when you have to have multiple steps. So I know like my math teachers or my computer science teachers, when you have multiple steps, like you got to do this and then this and then this and then this, Scribe is an extension that will help break it down for you. And so that's really nice, definitely a tool to use. In terms of the goodie bag, I wanted to give you some things that I just thought you could use in every single content area. So this first one, I don't even remember when I got this, but you know, when you like start cleaning out your desktop and you're like, oh, what is this? This is like from a long time ago, but it's like a ton of graphic organizers that are blank. It's in PowerPoint. So, you know, that's old school teaching right there, right? So it's PowerPoint, but they're all blank templates that you can then use however you want. So that's for you. This All About Me assignment is one of my favorite ones that I do with my students because it teaches me about them, but then it also teaches them how to use tools digitally that we're going to use the entire school year. So it teaches them how to use Google Draw. It teaches them how to copy and paste and search for things. And then it also teaches them how to load to my Padlet. So even though it's a simple, like get to know me, they do it at home, I have then tricked them into learning 4 different digital tools to use that. And now I don't have to train them in doing it. So you can use this exact same thing with your students. I can be your guest speaker. Like that doesn't bother me. Here's some like first week fun things to do that anybody can use. I found these mood boards during COVID, and I still love them. And sometimes when I just need like a quick little start, I will go through the mood boards and I will say, hey, real quick, turn to your shoulder partner, and what are we at? What are we at? Are we a 7? Are we a 3? And it's very simple because the GIFs are really cute. Every single slide is different, and it takes 1 minute. And it's nice because I also share with them where I'm at. So like right now I'm at a 6 because I'm like pretty hungry. But earlier I was like at 8 because I got to sleep in. So it's kind of nice having little conversations. And then it's also nice because if you have a table that's full of 9 and 10s, you're like, okay, I'm gonna sit with this table a little bit and kind of like help out. So it's just a nice quick little thing that you guys can use. I really like the mood boards. And somebody else made them, so that's even better. The first week of school I know can be not the most fun, like expectations and blah blah blah, things like that, right? So I tried to put a little spin on it. So I have this little bingo card where essentially all the things that you need to know, like fire drill, homework policy, just all those things. I give them individual bingo cards on the first day of school, and I say, I want you to hold on to this. And when you hear me say one of the words off, and so at the end of the first week, on that last day, it becomes really fun because you've said almost all of them. And so then in the middle of you talking, they're gonna just kind of yell like bingo, bingo. And it's just a fun Friday thing. And I have little candy that I give to them. But I know that they're paying attention versus just staring at me. They're like, oh, we did their fire drill policy, right? And so they can mark it off. Something else that my students really liked is instead of me going through a website, right, and being like, here's in Canvas, this is my email, this is when your AP exam is, blah, blah, blah. I turned it into a scavenger hunt. And so I say to them, okay, I'm going to give you 10 tasks, and your job is to figure out where it's at. the possible things are Google, the school website, or Canvas. You got to figure it out. I'm not going to tell you. Okay. So as a group, they have to work together and they have to answer these like 10 questions. Okay. So like one of them is very simple is, what is Mrs. Shumate's email? They have to answer it and then screen caption where they found it, so that I can't have a student say to me, I didn't know where your email was, or I don't know what it is. And I'll be like, well, yeah, you did, because you had to find it. So the fact that they're having to take accountability to find the information themselves, they remember it. And then it's nice because then the person next to them will be like, well, where did you get that? Oh, it's right here. Because these are all things that the kids would ask me over and over. What's the next one? What's our class remind code? You're not on the remind? Well, where are you going to find it? They have to figure it out, right? So this is taking the load off of me and putting it on them. And then I make this a competition too. So it's just kind of like a thing that they do together. So my students have really liked that. It's just a way to spice up the first week. I know that it's a little crazy. And then the last thing I want to share with you is my agenda. And again, feel free to copy, template, whatever you want. Like, you guys can use anything. This has been the biggest game changer. I have done it for 18 years of teaching. I didn't do it 1 year, then it drove me crazy. I also have Canva. I get confused between the two. And so I find that gets hard with all the folders and things like that. So I put everything in Google and I just put the link in the learning management system. But the agenda has been my students' like favorite thing at the end of the year. They always say, I loved the agenda. So each unit gets an agenda and it's in alphabetical order. So it can't be any easier. I have the major topics. I have study guides, class announcements, but I have the date, what we're going to talk about. I have the learning target, everything we're going to do for that day, and I just hyperlink it. I just put it on there. And then I have their homework. And so my favorite thing about this is, number one, the first year you do it will drive you crazy because you're going to be pulling in all these different hyperlinks and it's going to drive you bananas. But after it's done, it's done. So when I now go back to lesson planning, I go, oh, this is what I did last year. I like it. I don't like it. I'm going to change it. As a student, it's nice because I can go, okay, if I'm missing 2 weeks from now, I can look at the agenda. I know what I'm going to miss. I could do the work in advance if I wanted. Or if I'm absent, I don't save any handouts. None. I don't got no absentee folder. I got nothing. It's on the agenda. I literally have the words, it's on the agenda, posted up in my room. So I can like point and go, it's on the agenda. It's on the agenda. And that way no one asks me, what am I missing? What did I miss? What do I need to turn in? It's right there and it's done. If there's some days that you don't have done, I just will highlight it and fill it in like dark black so they can't see what I'm going to do, because I'm not always planned out every unit, and I'm not planned out now. So don't let me fool you. I just haven't looked at these lesson plans since last year. And then it's also nice because if you co-teach, like if you and your friend both teach biology or whatever it is, you guys can share the same agenda. Just have the same agenda and just put this link in there. If my students have to turn in something, say, into a Padlet, just put the Padlet link in there. If you teach Canvas, I can't remember, Canvas, if you go to the very top, everything that you click on is going to have a unique URL. I don't think my school's is live at the moment, but say you have an assignment that you want to have them turn something in. It's going to take forever. But right here at the top, just give them that link. So wherever that turn in button is, it will have a unique link, just like Google. So you can, on your agenda, link them to where they have to turn in the actual assignment. So you just tell your students, go to the agenda. There's no more searching folders or what week are we in. It's all in the agenda for you. So you don't have to like freak out about anything. And then it's also nice because then when parents are like, well, what are they learning? You can say, you're welcome to look at the agenda. It's right there. So again, I highly recommend you guys finding ways to make your life easier because life is crazy, as you know. All right. So the next thing I want to go over, I have clicked out of something. So let me reopen this. hopefully you guys have at least one thing so far that you're willing to try, and hopefully it's helpful. All right, let me get back to the goodie bag. So the goodie bag is for you, and of course some fun little activities for you to do as well. Okay, so I know that was a lot. My goal for you is to think of what takes up the most time and what tool can I use to help me with that. Do not be overwhelmed. We are all in different places with AI, right? I want you to find the thing that is going to help you the most. Be aware that we have all these tools, but so do students. Okay, so if we can, just search whatever to create whatever, so can students. They have PowerPoint creators now at this point. So be very mindful about what assignment you give, and maybe figure out how to use AI for you, or be a little more mindful about trying to figure out how can I get the students to actually do something versus have AI do something for them. So just be very mindful this year about those things. Don't be afraid to use AI as a tool to help you, because that's what it's for. Okay, so that's kind of what we need to focus on essentially, is how can we use AI to make our life easier? If you're going through your school year and you're like, this is driving me crazy, I need help, feel free to message me and I will do the research for you. I'll find something to help make your life easier, okay? So no more having to watch like videos for 20 minutes and then spend 40 minutes making questions for that. We have an AI tool for you to do that, okay? So try figuring something new, maybe pick one new thing per quarter. And we will check back in the fall. And so when I send out the newsletter, hopefully you guys can sign up, let me know when you're able to meet, and then we can come back together. Okay, I really hope that was helpful. And I'm so excited for the school year. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and open the breakout rooms. And so you are welcome to join any breakout room that you want. I will stay back. So if any point you want to pop back in and just talk to me, I'm here. But I don't have anything else planned because I wanted you guys to have the opportunity to check in with another. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open those breakout rooms, and then you should be able to join yourself. So it's a little thing should pop up, and then you should be able to just kind of go in and check in with one another and talk about your first weeks together. And again, I will be here. So feel free to go ahead and join.
Can we say something first before going in?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad we were talking about AI, because this summer I've been working on some stuff with AI for our program. And if anybody's interested, somebody gave me a whole list of different resources. One is called Magic something. I forgot what
Yeah.
the site, Magic Bus or something like that.
Yeah. Yes.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a whole list of different sites for the AI, and I can forward it to you, Sabrina, if
Perfect.
you want me
Yeah.
to, and you can share it out.
100%. Please do that.
Okay. And
Yep.
that
And
can
I'll
help.
put it in. I'll email it to everyone, and I'll put it in the newsletter too. So that's going to help everybody.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Sabrina, the presentation will be, you're going to email this presentation to everyone?
Yes, I will put it in the chat as well.
Okay,
There we
great.
go.
Okay. I missed that earlier. Thank
Oh, no
you.
worries. Of course.
Thank you so much.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I love Pear Deck a lot,
Okay.
but I cannot find a training where they give you a badge or anything at the end.
Okay.
And so I'm not sure how to go about like training in order to be able to be eligible for the subscription. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Let me do the research for you, and then I will figure it out. So I'm going to write Tracy McDonald, because I know a lot of teachers use that as well. So let me look and then also reach out to them, and I'll keep you posted.
Great. Thank you.
Of course. And you can always, can you hold off on paying for it for a couple
Oh, yeah.
weeks? Okay.
I'm good. I mean, I don't start till August 22nd, so
All right. I'll definitely do it before the end of the week. I'll let you know.
thank you.
Of course.
And I'm sorry, I can't go to a breakout room. I actually have another meeting.
Oh,
But
you're fine. Have a
great.
great day.
Thank you so much.
Of course, of course.
Same here. Thank you, Sabrina, for everything. It was wonderful. All the information. Can't wait to get to the goodie bags.
Have a good one.
Take care.
Karen and Jean, can we help you in any way? Of course, Jean. If you need anything, let me know. And feel free to join a breakout room if you would like, or Deb's math if you want to stay here and talk to Deb.
Next Tuesday, 6 o'clock, if you're available, we'll talk math. New standards.
All right,
Bye,
bye.
Karen. Have fun. All right.